Okay, Crash Rebuild Part 2. So, I'll insert a picture, but we went to the junkyard last weekend and cut a quarter panel off. It was the whole side of the car. And I got a little ahead of myself. I didn't film nothing. I've never done this before, so I want to make sure I have it pretty much well done before I tell you how to do it or show you how I did it. Okay, so this was a full quarter panel. And the first thing was I tried calling a glass guy, and nobody wanted to pull the glass out, and when I was done, put the glass back in. They said they didn't want to take on labor jobs. So I had a friend who works in Napa, got me this wire, and I popped the glass out. And it took a while. I just saw through these clips here. There's 3 of them, so that took a while on its own. And then all this glue here, this big glob, that took the longest. It was hard because the glass curves here, and then the flat sections was really easy because I used this tool right here, an oscillating tool, and I just shoved that behind the glass. It's nice and thin, just cut the glue. So my original plan, it still might happen, but I showed you I wanted to cut the quarter up top over there, and then I was going to section it in right down here. So my friend that works at a body shop said, better idea, do like you were going to do over there. You can section it in behind the glass, but instead of going down the quarter panel, do the same over here, because the whole quarter panel, if you want to order from the dealer, would be around the doors and to the front fender. So it's like you can section in there, that weld down there where I'd seam it, you wouldn't see it. It's going to be under the plastic. I could paint it however I want. It's not a problem. Instead of having to do body work, this is the same color as the vehicle. And I mean, this spray paint will buff off. That sticker I can get off of there. That's not an issue. There's a little ding right there. I could live with that. And then I could either paint or get the color matching spray paint, and just after I do the tack welds, grind them up and then just spray that. And I just put a tape line right here, and just this little edge will be painted, and it'll get hidden behind the weather stripping. This down here, I could do a little bit of body work on it, hide it. I could even do black Rust-Oleum paint, you'll never see it. Same here, whatever I put behind it, whatever kind of paint, you'll never see it. The glass is black, it's black on both sides, and you will never see the seam. So tentatively, that's the plan. I took the grinder, and this is my rough cut of where it's going to get seamed in, but I can't separate the quarter panel on this side, so it's pretty heavy. So I just took the Sawzall, lopped the whole top half off of it, took the back side off of it, so this would all been filled in. So I just wanted to see what I was doing, since I've never done this before. And I have a spot weld cutter, but I don't want to use up an expensive drill bit for this. See, on this you could just drill right through it, and don't matter. On the other one, I don't want to drill all the way through it. For when I tack it back together, I need something for it to stick to, so I need a backing. So yeah, that's why I use a spot weld cutter. But I have it pretty much separated. There's a few spot welds that were hidden, which I assume there would be, but I have, let me back up a little bit more. This lip here was over the edge, and this is all seam sealed. I got mangled a little bit, but the whole thing is disconnected except for that side, and that side is giving me some grief. I have no idea what's holding it on. See, it's much easier to work with that it's cut, that I could just turn it outside to show you here. But this seam at the bottom, drilled out the pinch welds, and that's pretty much disconnected. And then this is along on the door. There's some spot welds in here, and I just can't get it to disconnect. I'm looking and looking, and I'm just going to play with this seam here and over here now, and hopefully it pops apart. There was one spot weld that you couldn't see here, and I only knew that because I looked through the top. And I'm assuming there might be, is a threaded hole there. I'm assuming there might be another one here, and possibly here somewhere. And then I'm hoping it'll just come off so I can start working on it. Because I got this last weekend and today's Sunday. I worked on this for a while yesterday and I'm just want to start putting it on the car. Like, it's been a little too long in my opinion. Alright, check out this mess. Oh boy. Alright, so I finally separated the outer skin from the actual quarter panel. Yeah, it took a while. I started cutting the inside out. I was getting frustrated. I couldn't figure what was holding it in for the life of me. And what it was there's 2 spot welds here. They were hidden inside this is where the door bolts in, the threaded area. And then there was glue in this area here. And that's what was holding the whole thing up. I'll show you. I didn't even look at the back side to see how much glue there was, but apparently this was all glued in this area there and up here. It's some pretty tough shit. Because I stuck a screwdriver in there and started prying, and a piece of plastic shot out and hit me. And I was like, where the fuck is the plastic coming from? So this is what I'll be putting on the car itself. And if I need to, I have this inner here, and I could steal parts off of there and patch if it's too mangled behind there. But my plan is right now to, because I know this is crunched a little bit, pull it out and then lay the skin on over top of it, get the skin clamped in place, get the taillight in it, and everything lined up, and then start welding it, and then we'll see if I have to paint or what kind of body work I'm going to have to do, but that'll be one. There should be another part I'm putting the quarter on. I still have to remove this outer skin from the car outside, and it's probably not going to be fun, but I don't have to be as nice to it because I don't want to put a crease in this or fold it. That one I could literally drill as many spot welds as possible. Well, now I know where they all are, and then go from the inside out and just Sparta kick it out and knock it right off the car. So that should be a little bit easier. And the only thing that might take a little bit longer is the spot welds, and make sure I don't go too deep. But that should be alright. And like I said, I could use, if I have to, I could section this in or cut along this seam here. And so I'm just going to hang on to this for what I need, and then we'll see where it gets me. Alright, I got the outer skin off of there, and here's our damage. So I'm going to try and pull that out of there. I still have that piece over there to cut out if need be, which might actually be a possibility here after looking at this for a few seconds. I'm going to try and bend this rail back too. That's pretty mangled also. And I'm just going to clean up all these spot welds also around in here. Get all that shit. And then we're going to lay the skin on top of there. And then I'm just going to try and hold it in. There's these 2 bolt holes here. These 3 are for the door hinge. These 2 were like 10 mils. And then I'm going to have it, since I left this long, I'm going to overlap it, scribe it, cut this piece out. I'm probably going to do this piece in here somewhere. And then lay it in there. And then just tack it here and start filling all the welds in. But I'm going to have to do the same right here. I'm going to have to grind all the welds. I'm just going to have to tack, 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 and just keep going. Try and keep the heat off of it here and there. And grind it, do some body work, but it's going to be a little bit more work here. What I'm probably going to do is end the video here and come back with another part. So that's part 2, ending it here. Stay tuned for part 3. We're going to put this on there, hopefully get everything ground out, painted, put the window back in, and try and take it for its inspection. That's possibly part 3 unless something comes up, but we'll show you everything along the way. So remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks.